Dispatch number 7, Bloodshed, Part 1. Zenu's body begged for warmth as he stepped back into the elevator transport. No living creature with a soul could survive more than a few hours in this part of the planet. As he slowly made his way back up to Sacred, he could start to feel his body come back to life, his soul returning from its lifeless state after being in such close proximity to the Legion of Wind. The warmth of the planet that he called home for so many years was quite comforting, from the breathtaking dark amber sunrises to the cool, mellow evening hum of the bazaar. Zenu's childhood had been nothing but joyous in those times of peace. How he longed for those memories to become a reality again. Things had gotten so out of control since he took over for his father before him no more than 10 years ago. He had come to respect his elder more and more since passing, as leading a civilization wasn't quite as easy as it had looked when he was coming of age. Recently, to no surprise of his own, there was a sense of hesitance around the council since the humans had arrived on Mackinac. If only they knew of the evil that had already planted its seed right under their noses. Sick to his stomach, Zenu emerged from the elevator and headed straight towards the council's chambers, not daring to look anyone's direction to draw attention. His face still drained, he quickly glanced over at his reflection in the bronze throne before taking a seat. Pitiful, he gasped under his breath. What have I done? Zenu lifted his hand, revealing a communicator on the arm of the throne. He reluctantly pressed the button and called out to his daughter. Myrna, dear, listen to me carefully. Please calmly make arrangements to reach out to the humans on their new ship. Mackinac is in great danger of a moon dragon attack, and we will need their aid if we have any hopes of sacred survival. Have them meet us at the dunes on the outside of the Outer's Bazaar, and please tell them to prepare for battle. Her throne communicator always in her possession, Myrna's face went completely cold as she heard the tremor in her father's voice. It was a tone that she'd never heard before, as her father usually spoke with tremendous poise and power. He obviously knew something was coming, and although it was weird given the Moon Dragon and Sacred were currently at complete peace, she did not dare to protest against her father's order. As you wish, father. I will take care of this right away and activate the troops. Zeno had been told by Nifty that the humans and Wynn were destined to have their time on the planet, and that would all coincide, making Mackinac an eventual battleground. Faced with making the choice between his people and betraying the humans, there was nothing that Zenu could do to stop the inevitable. Evil would rear its head upon the dunes for the first time in many, many years. Nifty and a few members of the mythical Legion of Wind had made their way to Mackinac a short time before the humans showed up on the planetary defense grid. Most of the galaxy believed in the Wind as lore, a simple children's bedtime story. Little did they know that the second coming of evil had awoken once more, threatening life as they knew it. Consumed by the power of the El Sindor map, Nifty would stop at nothing until all 10 moon relics were his, harboring a power that so many before him had attempted to gain many eons ago. Legend had it that when N20, Nifty's home planet, was destroyed by Borealis, the governing body of the Ardir galaxy, Nifty was forced to assimilate and obey the Borealis code. Stripped of rank, purpose, and place in ruling the colony, Nifty quietly lived among them, carefully watching every move and taking note of every mission. Then, one day, while cleaning the Grand Library of Borea, Nifty found a Stardust scroll that had fallen behind on a bookshelf. Away from the watchful eye of Aurora Borealis, he broke the seal and unraveled the scroll. It was a map of several galaxies. He followed the star lines, trying to make sense of it all until he landed on N20, B6, and T12, planets and moons destroyed by the Aurora Borealis. Nifty realized that the map that he was holding in his hands was a coveted map to the 10 moons of Elsendor, based on ancient folklore and generations of storytelling, it was rumored that whoever was able to possess the relics of the 10 moons to restore the seal of Ilsendor would have unlimited power over all galaxy life forms. Knowing that he could never break free and destroy the Orb Borealis on his own, Nifty knew that he had to free the ever-feared Legion of Wind, locked away deep inside the long-forgotten caves of Borea. Nifty, with the map's help, was able to infiltrate and set the Wind free once again. With the allegiance now sworn to a new leader, the Legion plotted their revenge on Borea, eventually overthrowing the longtime rulers of Ardir. The galaxy once again faced an evil unbeknownst to its inhabitants. Look at all the doohickeys! Commander Vaughn shrieked as he violently pushed all the buttons that he could within to control the room on the new ship. I have no idea what any of this means or does, but this thing's a triple-double banger. Gunners, Charkey and Steady, shook their heads. It was remarkable that the old ship even got them here in the first place. But more impressive was the new one hadn't blown up in the first 10 minutes of receiving it. Destiny's Fortune is a tough old bird. She's been through many battles in her day, but can still outrun the majority of new puppies in the galaxy. Ringbolt commented in response to the button mashing of the commander. Charkey, Steady, the weapon system is this way. Let's see if we can get those specs to your liking. As the gunners traversed through the new vessel, Captain Glorious was caught, gawking at the technology placed before him. Everything all right, Captain? Recruit Smokey asked. She's a beaut, isn't she? Glorious wiped a joyful tear away from his eye. The amount of futuristic tech was mind-blowing for any human not familiar with anything other than dinosaur Earth inventions. Destiny's Fortune carried a telecommunicator capable of commuting and deciphering over 12,000 different languages while also matching its brains with its brawn in the weapons department. The elegance of the flight deck, spacious quarters for a mini-army, and a hyperdrive for implementary travel left the captain completely speechless. It was perfect. Commander Sean. Come in, Commander Sean. This is Myrna with an urgent message for Destiny's Fortune. The crew all stood up straight in their chairs. This was the first message they'd heard over a communication system since their Milky Way days. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I just received word from Zenu that Mackinnon is in great danger of a moon dragon attack. We are requesting help from the Destiny's Fortune and the Theoluvians at once. Please prepare your recruits for battle. Meet us at the dunes outside of the Outers Bazaar. Please hurry. The moon dragons can be relentless. Myrna relayed with a slight hesitancy in her voice. There was still something off about the whole plan of attack. Commander Sean took a deep breath before relaying the direction to the rest of the team, clearing his throat before pressing the intercom. Attention, all Destiny Fortunes recruits and crew. Please make your way to the flight deck immediately. We are preparing for battle. Snazzy wiped the drool from the baby moon dragon's nostril that covered her jacket. Although cute, the baby behaved very similarly to that of all infants. The dragon had guided her through the caverns into what appeared to be a den of sorts. Snazzy let out a quick gasp, but was able to cover her mouth, as not to wake up the hundreds of moon dragons sleeping within the discovered room. It was a large, underground chamber that sounded like many simultaneous earthquakes. While truly terrifying at first discovery, Snazzy stared into awe at the colony of creatures. The baby nudged Snazzy over to the sand-covered metal plate of sorts. It was too small to be a shield, and too alien to be anything that she'd recognized at first glance with limited visibility. She ran her hand over the artifact to remove the sand to what felt it could seem to be a series of carvings where objects used to reside. It felt like a seal of sorts, but she didn't want to shine her flashlight on it, risking to wake any of the dragons up. Before she could even finish her current thought, the ground above the cavern rumbled. One by one, moon dragons awoke from their slumber, furious for being disturbed. They were incredible creatures, once upright, their wingspan stretching to what appeared to be at least 30 feet. Snazzy ran for cover as the angry colony soared towards the faint light at the surface. Hundreds of dragons streaking towards the enemy, making all the noise in the base of the dunes. Just as she was about to dive behind a sheltered part of the cavern, the baby dragon grabbed her by the waist and slung her onto his back. Before Snazzy was able to react, she was flying on the back of a dragon that was headed into a battle against her best friends. Destiny's fortune skimmed swiftly across the desert sand. Commanders Sean and Vaughn could see the dragon spewing out of the grounds below like a volcano, fire expelling from their mouths in rage. They quickly joined up with the Mackinnon forces and headed towards these ferocious creatures. Mission Specialist JB squinted into the sea of dunes, horrified by what he thought he saw in the back of one of the dragons. Gunners, on all fire on the targets ahead. They must not harm the Mackinnon ships, Commander Vaughn declared. Before JB could say anything, several rounds of laser cannons fired upon the entrance of the cavern. As the vessel rocketed through the desert sand, Captain Glorious gasped as he pieced things together. Sprawled out near the dunes where he left Snazzy at the sunset just a few days earlier lay a baby moon dragon, a human jacket, and what appeared to be a flashlight sticking out of the sand.
Recruits, it's time for you to choose what you think happens next. Select 1 if you think Zenu confesses that Nifty was behind the battle all along. Select 2 if you think Risk makes a critical discovery near the Dragon Cavern. Select 3 if you think Myrna disobeys her father and intervenes. Head to the Choose Your Own Adventure channel in the Shot to the Moon Discord and discuss your choices with fellow Space Pass holders. Listen to next week's podcast to hear what happens.